I didn't have nothing. I didn't have a guitar for 3 years. It was really hard for me. It was almost the hardest time in my life. There's something in you, something inside of you is changing. You feel really lonely and you think everybody forgets you, and of course, it's something, you know. I was on high drugs. I was on heroin, cocaine, LSD, ecstasy, GHB, everything. You know, when I do it, when I go the wrong way, when I not think by myself, Jimmy, you have to stay here inside the house. You know what I mean? Then I do bad things, you know, because it's very, everybody knows, you can get addicted to heroin.
This reminded me about something I had been through before. You know, it's no secret that among musicians there is a certain use and abuse of drugs. And in 1988, for instance, I had a recording session with Chet Baker, who was a heroinist at that time. But contrary to Jimmy, he had his abuse under control. He showed up in time and he played like nobody else.
This is all water under the bridge when Jimmy visits Jon in early 2004. Maybe he is in need of money, or perhaps he is simply missing their friendship.
In the spring of 2004, we had had one great month together. Jim and I, we had recorded 2 records and been on the road, and everything was very relaxed.
He calls me Broccoli, and I call him Gino.
Spicy meat at the bowl. Come to Mamma Mia. The Gino. It's a meatball at the Gino.
The Gino. I told you before.
That is my brother, Broccoli.
Signorino Broccoli.
Broccoli,
Yeah.
the Gino.
Jimmy was relaxed, sober, and actually playing better than ever. He was the greatest guitar player in the world at that time. And we were about to record together with the accordion player, Stian Karstensen. And this recording was a miracle. Everything was apparently going our way, and Jimmy was clean, and I was high on the energy from the studio and booked a 3-month tour for the coming fall, both with recordings and touring around in the world. This was going to be the final breakthrough for Jimmy. I was on my way to pick up Jimmy at the airport, just in time, and I was so happy. coffee or shall we drive right away?
Yeah, I want something else, but we don't have it here outside.
The very first minute we met at the airport, it was obvious that Jimmy was back on drugs, and my whole world fell apart. I must admit I should have seen this coming, but I didn't. And it's no easy feeling, and I thought I could cope with it. I thought everything was under control. It wasn't.
It's 150, 200, and 20. Yeah, but it's
It is not looking good when the tour starts.
"24 hours later, Jimmy had completely worn out the festival administration in Kragerø, this small town. He had been arrested, he had OD'd, he had been to the hospital, and the festival administration just couldn't deal with this anymore.
Så ringer telefonen til meg og må ringe til ambulansen. Jimmy har kollapset.
Organisers and musicians face Jimmy's dark side.
The house was packed, and there was a huge crowd expecting the world's greatest guitar player. What they didn't know was that backstage was this shivering teenager, certainly not capable of playing the guitar. He could hardly stand on his feet.
Jeg var sint, jeg gråt, jeg visste ikke hva jeg skulle. Akkurat da var ingenting så nytt, altså. Det var helt umulig.
He got very angry and couldn't play, and there was a total mess. And he fell on the ground. He couldn't stand on his feet. And we had to bring him to the hospital.
We had no choice but to cancel the tour, and Jimmy had to return to Holland quite immediately the next day. But Jimmy resisted. He refused to leave. And then he became violent and aggressive.
So we went to the airport, and then he made a lot of mess. He wanted to sue Jon for cancelling the tour and everything. But after a day or two, we heard that he had escaped from the plane and got through security and out of the airport somehow. I don't understand it.
The next thing now is that I receive a phone call from the police informing me that they have a naked person in their custody, claiming that I have taken his guitar. Hans Melen had spoken to Jimmy on the phone and told me afterwards that Jimmy had plans, together with a certain ex-Yugoslavian gypsy, to kill me. They were going to kick in the door in my apartment at home, and in front of me, slaughter my 2 kids and my wife, and then at the end, kill me. It was horrible. These detailed plans about killing us and Jimmy's own history taken into consideration made the police advise us to hide, at least as long as it would take for Jimmy to get back to Holland. As it turned out, it took 5 days, nearly 1 week, and it was a nightmare. And this whole thing was the most horrible thing I've ever been through, both professionally and in private.
Jon? No, Jon. I hate Jon so much. Don't tell me about Jon. I hate Jon.
Jimmy might smile, but bitter memories cast a dark shadow from what was once a friendship. A long winter lies ahead. It seems like the relationship between them has ended. Jon and Jimmy, who used to call each other brothers.
Around Christmas time, I receive a telephone call from Jimmy, and we finally get to talk. Jimmy has been to prison and received some professional help, and he's sorry about the whole thing. And he says that he cannot remember anything from what happened in Oslo.
It tastes sweet, but when you take it in your mouth and you get it in your body, it's gonna taste bitter. Not good. It's gonna taste not good. From the beginning, it's sweet. But in the ending, you get your death. When you want fast to die young and fast, then that's the best way.
Hospital. Okay. Thank you very much, and please, the warmest greetings to Jimmy, please. Thank you.
The unthinkable happens. Jon, who only a few months earlier Jimmy was threatening to kill, travels to find his brother and friend. Jon has only 3 days to locate Jimmy before he must return to Norway. What is Jon thinking? Does he remember the success he had with Stokkolotsa? Or is he afraid of how he will be greeted by Jimmy's family?
We don't know where the gypsies came from originally, but it's assumed that they came from India around 1,000 years ago. Since then, they have traveled all over the world, and they have conserved their culture in an exceptional and unusual way.
They're very together, you know. The family is very important for the gypsies. And first time I came there, I felt at ease, you know. And they invite you inside. They're very hospitable and eating very. They can cook very good, you know.
In Holland, gypsies are called Sinti. They do not travel as much as in the old days, but they still have their own language and the same ability of taking one day at a time. Tonight, music is the language everyone talks. Jon is at a dead end. Jimmy has not answered any of his phone calls. No one can tell him where Jimmy is, and Jon is disorientated.
We are it's a gas station Q8, and it's red brick houses. You phone him on the phone?
Yeah,
I don't know, where is...
Yeah.
There is a place where some kind of hospital, we think, about Jimmy, where Jimmy is now. Do you know anything about it? Yes?
No.
No.
Where? Maybe he knows.
No.
Jimmy kati u Jimmy jo pas ju gjënë ka u Jimmy kanë në spitali, maar kai. Ne weet ik wel. No,
In België? Weeshop, hè? In België waar je voor bloedtransfusie.
While Jimmy is struggling with rehab, Jon is running out of time. Meanwhile, a concert is waiting in Oslo.
You see, I'm also trying to find Jimmy, you know? No? Do you know where Jimmy is? No? I'm asking, but seems to be a mystery.
After a while, I receive a hint that Jimmy might be in a rehab clinic down by the Belgian border. So I decide to go there to find him.
At the moment, Jamie is not here. He left just 2 hours ago.
2 hours?
Yes, 1.5 hour, 2 hours ago. And I hope tomorrow morning he will be here again. So that's what I can tell you.
Did he say where he went?
Well, they're supposed to go back to their family, to her mother, to his mother. Yeah. So tonight he will be back by his mother, and then tomorrow morning, because they still have some stuff over here, they're gonna come and pick them up.
Why will he pick up the stuff tomorrow? Is he leaving?
Well, actually, honestly, I don't want them to leave.
No?
No, I want them to stay so that he, you know, his life can be changed and have a new product life.
Yes.
But you know, it's his own choice. He got to decide for himself.
Yeah.
So I'm not the person, I cannot force him. He got to make his own decision. Do I have you guys' phone number?
Yeah.
I mean,
just...
Sorry, I'm sorry. Yeah. So what's your number? What's your name again?
John Larson.
John.
I don't remember my number, but I will get it now. Just a second.
Поздно ночи мы вдвоем, грезны мы вдвоем. Так только каждый о своем. Почему так быстро ночь улетает прочь и не может мне помочь? А я не спал всю ночь, всю ночь, всю. Влюбленного мечты нежные и чистые, как похожи я и ты. Когда близится луна, людям не до сна, и в кого-то влюблена, в кого-то влюблена.